I started piano when I was about 4 or 5. I started lessons when I was 5.
And what drew you to the piano? Or did anyone, or did somebody draw you to the piano?
It wasn't
without
somebody.
Your will, or
I
against
mean,
your
I'm
will?
just, I sometimes wonder if I would have found the piano if I hadn't had one in the house. My mom is a singer, and both my parents took me to concerts a lot when I was young, but she would give voice lessons in the house, but we had a Steinway grand, and I just, from the time I was a toddler, would find my way to the piano, crawl and play, and pick out tunes that I'd heard on TV and the television, and could, that's how it all started for me, by ear. I started just playing by ear. My parents realized that, I wasn't just any 5-year-old fascinated with the piano. They realized that I had a talent, and then they got me lessons.
Now, what about schooling? You went to kindergarten here. Did you go to a normal school, say a public school, or did you go to a private school?
I went to public school until high school, at which point I went to Crossroads, which is a private art school in Santa Monica, which was just perfect for me because every year I got to do concertos with the orchestra. It's a really, really special school. And the music program, there's like nothing like it out there. And the level of playing of the kids is really high. And then I also studied music theory there and a little orchestration. And so for me, that was just ideal. Actually, it was interesting. When I went to Juilliard after Crossroads, I really had nothing to teach me in terms of music theory. I passed out of almost everything. That I'd gotten all of that already in high school. Vladimir Horowitz said, the piano is the easiest instrument to learn and the hardest instrument to master. And I think that's very true. If you compare it to a violin, you always get into trouble when you make these comparisons. Some violinists will call me after the show and say, what were you talking about? But
well, first of all, the piano takes longer to burn.
The violin, it's so hard to just play a clean scale that sounds decent on the violin for a beginner. But then, in my opinion, I don't play a stringed instrument, but the concept of creating a sound and the concept of singing with the violin is less abstract than the concept of singing with the piano. Likewise, singing with a wind instrument. These instruments are really meant to do that. They are meant to sustain. They're meant to. You can play legato. You can crescendo on one note. You can't do these things on the piano. You cannot crescendo. Once you hit a key, the sound will never get larger. It will only decay for the moment you press it down. The other issue is legato. It doesn't really exist on the piano. It's an illusion. By legato, I mean is connecting the notes seamlessly from one to the next without any break in the sound. And in this way...
But it's about creating that illusion.
Exactly.
And
in this way,
each pianist has a different way of creating that illusion.
Exactly. In the way I think one can only succeed in this is really having a clear concept of the sound in your head. One of the great challenges of being a pianist is that every venue we play at has a different instrument, practically. Until you get to be the age where Horowitz or just the select few who actually traveled with their instrument. This is one of the biggest challenges. People often ask me, isn't that difficult? Yes, it is, actually. And we're at the mercy of what we're given. And this is sort of the dialectical process that is so complicated with the piano because you have a concept of the sound. And then you get into a hall with a new piano, and then the piano gives you back something else than what you're looking for. And you have to adjust. You have to take the ideas, the sound that piano creates, and then and sort of morph it with your own idea. And again, comparing this to a violin, you travel with your instrument. Yes, the acoustics will be different in the new hall you're in, but you have your instrument. You practice on for hours every day, and you've been playing for years. You know that instrument. And yes, it's affected by weather, but pianos are affected by weather too, and they're always different wherever we go.
but it's great to welcome you back, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you.